I'm Tim Barkley with Charleston Home Design magazine, and we are here at Fine Rugs of Charleston at 1523 Meeting Street Road, and we're talking with Rob Leahy with Fine Rugs of Charleston. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great, Tim.
Great. Thanks for having us out here today. Fine Rugs is known in the low country as the go-to source for designer area rugs and carpet, and today we're going to be asking Rob Leahy, the owner of Fine Rugs of Charleston, to help demystify rugs and help folks understand why there's such a wide range of prices for different types of rugs. So Rob, once again, thank you for having us out at your beautiful showroom today. And what can you tell us about rugs?
Tim, first of all, let me say thanks a lot for your coming today and all of the Charleston Home and Design people. It's quite a pleasure to have you here. And I really look forward to the opportunity to give your viewers and readers a little bit of education on how they can understand the things that dictate the price points in rugs today.
And I understand, Rob, that's one of the things that you really enjoy when you have customers come to visit your store here, that you really enjoy educating homeowners on the differences between high-quality rugs and some of the lesser quality rugs. So, but before we get into that, why don't we have you just take a couple of moments and tell everyone about your background and a little bit about Fine Rugs of Charleston.
Okay, great. Fine Rugs of Charleston was founded in 2003, and it was a bit of a labor of love for me. I've been in the rug business since the late 1960s. In fact, my first job was as a stock boy for a rug store in Philadelphia. Later in 1973, I became the rug buyer for what was then the largest department store in Washington, D.C. And during that period, I traveled all over the world, visiting the countries and working with the people where these beautiful rugs are made.
Gotcha. And we're kind of in the front of your store here in the foyer area, and this is where homeowners, where you show homeowners some of the different types of carpeting that Fine Rugs of Charleston sells, and we're going to be looking at the rugs here shortly. But tell our listeners, viewers, and readers what you have on display here.
Okay. We are a full line supplier of area rugs and of carpet. Most of the carpet, however, that we sell is wool broadloom that has been cut and shaped into area rugs like you see here on the wall. These are small samples where you see we would take any wool carpet and put a border on it, either a patterned or leather, and then put various features to it from a large selection of trims and of carpet. It's a very important aspect of our business because with the casual lifestyles and the transitional furnishings that are being sold today, there is a move toward this type of product, and we have the widest selection of the components to do that in the area.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, today it's good to know that Fine Rugs of Charleston does sell different types of carpeting, and but today we're concentrating on the rugs that Fine Rugs of Charleston sells. So let's go on into your rug gallery and let the education begin.
Very well. Here we go.
Okay, Rob, now we're in your spacious rug gallery, and you certainly do have a lot of rugs here. About how many rugs do you have at any given time on display here at Fine Rugs of Charleston?
We have about 1,000 rugs on display, and each and every one of them is different. We, being a gallery, try to show the widest range we possibly can of designs, colors, and of price points. And it's important to have a large selection because the client needs to realize that they can make a decision here because they've seen enough choices and they can ask the questions and make the comparisons.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, how do you have your rugs organized here in your gallery?
We try to make it as simple as possible, Tim, because the client usually will know when they come in if they're a contemporary they want a contemporary rug or a traditional rug. So if I step this way a little bit, what we do is we have all of our traditional rugs on this first rack, and then off to the right here, my right, we have all contemporary rugs. We put the runners over here and then the scatter rugs there. Everything is organized so that the client can easily see what we have and make comparisons.
Gotcha. So all of the traditional rugs are here, and then all of the. When you say contemporary, what kind of designs are we talking about for contemporary rugs?
Contemporary rugs are usually in Charleston. They're traditional designs in updated colors. And speaking of colors, the updated colors, the colors of today, as you can see around the showroom, are the very light, soft, subtle shades that are very comfortable in today's furnishings.
Well, today, Rob, we're here to have you kind of explain the differences between a really high-priced rug and the cheaper version. So, can we go ahead and do that?
Sure. We'll start over here first in the traditional rugs, but before we go there, I'd like to say that that when you're comparing price points in rugs, sometimes you have customers who are just looking for utility. They're looking for a rug to cover a new hardwood floor, to add warmth to a house, or to cut down noise, or just to define a space in a large room. Oftentimes, they just want to spend as little as possible, and there are retailers which cater to that market, and those rugs will look new for a very short period of time, and when their useful life is over, they will be a total write-off. You're looking at a couple $100. Mm-hmm. Now, we here at Fine Rugs of Charles don't cater to that market, and any rug store that is a specialist, these are usually mass merchants, things.
Big box stores.
The big box stores, and they tend to set the entry-level price point. Our rug selections range in all the colors and designs that we have. We'll have rugs at $1,000 to $1,900, and then rugs for $9,000 to $10,000, and there's a very, very important difference between those two.
Okay. Well, want to head on over here and
let me show you a few things over here.
Okay.
You can see here where we have the rugs all on racks, so you can see the entire rug. There's no piles in here where you have to flip and only see part of the rug. And I'm going to turn the rack here. Again, you see the soft, subtle colors that we show here at Fine Rugs of Charleston's. Let me step over this way just a little. This is a handmade, hand-knotted rug, and it represents those higher price points. It is made out of wool using the same methods and materials and oftentimes by the same families for rugs that were made hundreds of years ago. The rug will stand the test of time because it is able to be brought back with cleaning to look as good as new. We know that rugs that are prized as antiques that have lasted for hundreds of years, and if any rug that someone buys of this type that stands the test of time and still is a decorative product 100 years from now like it is today, anyone who buys one of these will have actually passed on an antique.
An heirloom.
An heirloom. The beauty of a rug that's handmade is that you will pass it on. It's good for your lifetime as well as passing it on to your children. Then over here we have a hand tufted rug, and this falls into the $9,000 to $1,900 price point. And you can tell from a distance they look pretty much the same. Mm-hmm. And let me show you up close the difference. This being the hand-knotted rug, if you turn it over, you'll always be able to see the knots, the knot construction on the back. And that's very important because when the rug is finished, the last thing that's done is it goes through a very heavy soap and water wash that removes all of the unwelcome features of sheep's wool and gives it a nice, clear shine and the look that we see here. After use, it can be cleaned by taking it to a reputable rug cleaner who will use a full immersion process just like was done when the rug was finished. They'll flush water through the rug, it'll come out, all the dirt comes with it, and it looks as good as new. Contrast that with the tufted rug, the hand tufted rug, which is partially handmade, but they'll put on the backing a canvas backing. Now the canvas backing prohibits the rug from going through that full immersion cleaning process, and it can only be surface cleaned like regular home carpet. consequently, it will last. It has a lifetime, expected lifetime, like carpet. But when clients ask me what is the difference between these two rugs, it really comes down to how long will the rug look new. Like those ones I told you about from the mass merchants, they will look new for about a year. The hand-knotted wool rug will look new for 20 or 30 years. The tufted rug, approximately 5 years. Consequently, you get the relationship in the prices, which validates those usage expectations from the client.
Gotcha. Now, why would you mentioned the hand tufted rug over here has the canvas backing? If it didn't have the canvas backing, or why does it have a canvas backing?
These rugs are manufactured using a gun, like a tufting gun. You push it through a scrim, a cotton scrim, and it's just loops that are looped through a scrim, and you need to lock those in place. And what they do is they put latex on the back and glue the secondary backing to it that holds the tufts in place, as opposed to a hand-knotted rug where the rug is tied one knot at a time around the warp and weft, and it is tight, won't come out.
Is there any way to, I guess, warn homeowners about the possibility of buying an expensive rug that turns out to be machine-made or not the hand-knotted that you're referring to?
Well, this then falls to the merchant or the store that they've come to give them that kind of
the reputation of the store.
The reputation of the store and the knowledge level of the salespeople in the store. When we really try here to give clients all the knowledge that they possibly can have to make the right choice, whether design, color, or construction. In other stores where that kind of information isn't known or available, there's really nothing left for them to compare but price. And I'll admit mistakes are made.
What comes to mind is occasionally you'll see those tents pop up where they're selling Oriental rugs, and you know, they're kind of here today, and they might be there for about a week, and then they're gone. And I guess that would kind of go into that buying from a reputable operation like Fine Rugs of Charleston.
Exactly. Many of the people that you see staffing those tents are here today and have no knowledge of the rugs that they're selling and go on tomorrow.
So it's kind of like if you were to use a car analogy, you know, buying one of these hand-knotted rugs from Fine Rugs of Charleston, sort of like buying a Mercedes, then packed with lots of features.
Exactly. You have, to follow your car analogy there, is good. You have a Kia, a Chevy, and a Mercedes. Of course, you have Maseratis too. And I don't sell Maseratis, but we sell Chevys and we sell Mercedes, and the features of a rug can be tailored to a individual customer. As a matter of fact, we had a client in here just last week that we sold two rugs to. They have very, very dark floors, and they wanted, the most important thing to them was that their rug would not shed and create dust bunnies for them. You can imagine that on a dark wood floor in a very busy couple. So we were able to show them that with the intensive wash and with the really cleaning of the wool that happens in the finishing of a hand knot rug, we could truly promise them no dust bunnies. Kind of like heated seats in a Mercedes. You know, it was one of those features that you don't always have to have, but when you need it, it's in the price.
Well, probably in the back of a lot of our readers' minds is, you know, what if I do make a big investment in an area rug, and then someone spills a glass of wine or something on it? Is it going to be ruined?
That's a good question. Wool, and 95% of the rugs we have here are wool. We have some indoor-outdoor rugs, which are not, of course. But wool is the most unique fiber. It breathes, it releases stains. There are treatments for practically any stain that you could imagine, and we know them all here.
So the cheap rugs that you can buy in the big box stores, those are not made out of wool?
They may be, but they're of the lowest grade wool possible that sheds and doesn't have the life and vibrance of a rug that has gone through the intense processes that these hand knots have gone through.
And aren't some of those cheaper rugs, they're made out of synthetic materials too?
They will be oftentimes made out of polypropylene or nylon. Those fibers have lower prices, but they don't have anywhere near the long-term expectations of life that the wool rugs do.
Well, that's great. Well, we've certainly gotten a good education today on some of the differences between some of the more expensive area rugs and the cheaper models, but I think we've pretty much just scratched the surface on this education process, right?
There's no doubt. I could go into chapter and verse on the constructions and knot counts and so on, which we do, and we feel very important when clients come to us that we engage them in conversation to find out what their needs and expectations are, and we really enjoy giving them as much information as we can. In fact, we like to say that the client left here knowing a lot more about rugs than when they came in, even if they don't buy a rug.
I think one of the biggest things that homeowners worry about is being able to get that stain out. And by you telling us about how all of the rugs here are made of wool here at Fine Rugs at Charleston, and how resilient wool is, and how you're able to get stains out of wool, I think that kind of takes away the that mystery and that potential problem that homeowners might have about pulling a trigger on a big purchase like that.
That's true. Key word there is resilient. You're right.
Well, good. Well, this has been really interesting, Rob. And is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
I would just really want to invite people here. Come to Fine Rugs at Charleston. Show us what your needs are, your expectations, and we'll do our best to find the perfect rug for you. We always ask that clients take the rug home with them so that they can see it in their own light for a couple of days, even under various lights, because only then, when it really gets in your home, do you know if it's the right rug for you.
Okay. And tell everyone where Fine Rugs at Charleston is located one more time.
Okay, we're at 1523 Meeting Street, which is out Meeting Street, just past where the intersection where the main roads in Charleston come together, that being Meeting Street, King Street, and East Bay as it turns into Morrison. We're just past Santee's restaurant. You can always find directions on the web, finerugsofcharleston.com, and I might say read my blog on the website, because I'm always putting interesting information about rugs on there.
And next time we come out, it'd be interesting to talk to you about, I understand that if you're going to redo a room, or if you've got a new house under construction, if you want to create the color scheme for the room, that you should actually start with the area rug first.
Yes, you really should, because practically speaking, you're going to find any color you want in paint. The number of choices in drapery and upholstery fabric is far wider than the choices in rugs. So it stands to reason, from a practical point of view, you'd pick the most complicated item, be it your rug or your artwork, and then tailor your room around that.
Good deal. Well, next time we'll come out, we'll get some more information about that. Well, we've been talking with Rob Leahy with Fine Rugs of Charleston here at 1523 Meeting Street Road. Thanks so much, Rob.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.